Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Emmy, also known as EMISSIVE, and man, Gears of War E-Day just got shown after the Xbox Direct, and it also got shown at the very beginning, which was a huge surprise. But we finally got our 30-minute look at Gears of War E-Day. It's more in-depth on the developer side and what they were trying to go for with Gears of War E-Day, and man, was I blown away. So in today's video, we're going to kind of deep dive into the video, kind of stop and pause, kind of analyze the environment, the mechanics, the guns, the enemies, the main characters themselves, and what I kind of expect going into E-Day. As far as like a multiplayer aspect as well, from my guesses going forward. According to my prediction video, it was very spot on with the beta announcement, a pre-order, but multiplayer wise did not get shown anything. Without further ado, let's hop straight into this video because it's going to be a pretty lengthy one and just kind of give you my thoughts and opinions. So off the rip, man, like, they kind of went crazy with the whole introduction to this. I mean, I know we're not seeing anything just yet, but like, the loading screen looks fire. The loading screen looks insane for the in-game menu. I love the like menu screen.
Gears debuted in 2006. It instantly redefined the genre. And now in 2026, we're on the cusp of another rare moment. A chance to honor where we've been, celebrate with our fans, and lay the foundation. I'm
just glad the Coalition went. Look at the menu, bro. I'm just glad the Coalition went back to the old games and pulled that atmosphere, dark grittiness to it. So very awesome to see of what made Gears in the first place. At first, I was kind of like, "What the hell is this?" But it's a wretch without armor on it. So for those of you that are kind of have a question mark over that, I believe that is a wretch with no armor on it. But the gore looks insane.
It sits at the heart of our universe. And today, for the first time, we're ready to take you inside the studio.
And I kind of got a little glimpse here, as you guys can see on screen. You guys look at the bottom, middle of your screen, kind of get a look at the computer monitors. Obviously, they're playing multiplayer. It looks like the very first screen, the bottom middle, is the TDM. They definitely got the OBS lined up. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I guess it looks like developers are people just playtesting the game in general, which it kind of looked like what we saw in the campaign.
With our new movements, weapons, and modes that will make E-Day the most brutally satisfying Gears yet. Is that all you got?
One thing I loved, bro, from this campaign, from what they showed from the campaign, was like the executions with the guns. I'm kind of glad they explored just being creative with it. So it was pretty cool to see in some clips of things. The only thing I'm disappointed about is the Locust Grenadier, because he looks skinny, bro. I wish he was kind of that bulk, meaty, shirtless, but first and foremost, the Locust still look insane. I love the design they did with that. But executions, as you guys can tell here, looks insane.
What this game is, I think it's important to share why we chose E-Day. When we started this project, we were moving to Unreal Engine 5. It was a new foundation with a blank slate. So we took a moment to reflect on what makes Gears so special.
And this is obviously from this screen here, as you guys can see on the top of the monitor. It looks like a T-bow being used. I'm assuming the people playing this game right now are, I think they're playing Horde. And they might just be showcasing, like, I mean, obviously this is a clip, but they might be playing Horde from what it looks like. And the way he goes down and stuff.
We realize that all of the things that make this world feel so unique.
The Crimson Omen is back too. There's no you know, that coming from your screen. It's the omens in the center for damage, so that's cool.
That melancholy beauty and over-the-top spectacle, they're all perfectly set up in this one moment in time. E-Day. The moment the Locust,
I love how they got the corpses back.
Changed the history of Sarah forever. And to tell that story, we wanted to build an experience that evoked the vibes of the original Gears game. So we started with this one still from the Mad World trailer. It's Marcus facing down the Locust, defiantly firing into the darkness against overwhelming odds. And we said, this is the emotional core of Gears. This is the tone and feeling that we wanted to build our next game around.
This is our most
and I'm so glad they decided to go back to that route. Going to what made Gears of War in the first place, that dark grittiness, atmosphere. I'm glad they took that route. That's what Gears of War was missing with the newer titles.
At a new, unprecedented level of detail.
So just from this clip alone, it looks like the shotgun is going to be, I don't want to say center screen because it looks like the shotgun is coming out of the barrel, which I'm actually happy for. So if that obviously should carry to multiplayer, that's a good thing. A lot of people like the center screen. I don't like the center screen. Like there's comments of people saying, oh, I don't know where my gun's going to be, or getting shot from a barrel. Bro, the bullet's coming from the barrel. Simple as that. Center screen, like it makes the game easy for players. So I hope in multiplayer, center screen isn't an option and the bullets come out from the barrel. But as you guys can see too in the top right, it looks like the shotgun only has 6 bullets. Obviously that released with Gears 5 as well and didn't do well. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it plays around this time.
We're pushing Gears to new heights with the densest, most detailed world we've ever created.
The Lancer shoots so weird. It looks like Gears Tactics.
Even worse from up here. Fully dynamic ray trace lighting and richer real-time destruction. Starting with an empty hard drive, we literally rebuilt everything from scratch. Characters, enemies, weapons, animation, sound, the world itself. And then we tear it apart in front of you. Look out! Coming down! You'll fight against big.
I was so confused at first what this Locust was, but it's literally a Brumok without the explosives on his body and the guns. So it's pretty cool to see a Brumok like that. I love this. So as you guys can see in the top left, you see that new rocket type of gun. It's like a Bushka in my opinion. You got the returning breach shot on the bottom left. You got that new shotgun incinerator on the right side with 3 bullets. So I'm assuming obviously staying away from close range or else it burns you. And then you got the new Locust pistol. So I'm kind of curious to see how that pistol plays out. I'm pretty sure on the Locust side, if you're playing multiplayer, Locust will automatically have that gun equipped to them. It might just be a regular snub, but just a Locust variant of it. But that looks pretty cool.
The battlefield with more natural character movement, so that every moment of emergence plays smoother and
it just looks like everything has omni movement.
This is a game that
it looks so
like
weird,
games, but plays like new. Now we're inside. It's a return to the feelings that we had when we played the original games, but now reimagined, evolved, and enhanced with the power of a new engine.
Visually, this game looks beautiful. Like, they went back to the darkness of it, but like it looks beautiful visually. So
E-Day is set before the events of the original Gears of War. After decades of conflict, peace has finally been declared.
This had to be like right after the Pendulum Wars, obviously, and then Carlos Santiago being, you know, gone.
Love you, baby.
Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago are young veterans trying to adjust to civilian life.
It's cool to see Marcus and Dom in younger versions. This is one thing people didn't see. I don't know if people caught on to was that Coltrane is in the back. So I'm sure we'll be able to play as Coltrane in E-Day. Probably not the storyline, but as a multiplayer. I mean, I'm sure we'll see a Thrashball version of Cole. And maybe like, you know, just a character model of him in the game multiplayer, but that is that. Coltrane is in the back on there if you guys missed it.
Carlos Santiago, Dom's older brother and Marcus's best friend.
To Carlos. To Carlos. Best fucking brother anyone could ask for.
Carlos died in combat in a moment of sacrifice before the war ended, and without him, Marcus and Dom's relationship is distant.
The emotion from our refinery.
And I'm assuming from the campaign aspect of things, we're also going to have to probably save her at one point. I think there's another clip in this breakdown where we have to go. I think she like falls to the floor, but I'll kind of point that out later.
With the world just barely on the cusp of peace and our characters coming to terms with their new reality, the Locusts emerge and change everything.
This is the Coalition Emergency Broadcast System. There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna. Strap these up.
E-Day tells not one, but 2 origin stories. The start of this
The new squad we get to play as too looks crazy. Kind of curious to see how they pull off the storylines for those 2 new people in the squad.
See how loss reshapes this world and our characters.
As you guys can see, I know I'm pausing the video a lot. The right side of your screen, this looks like another menu from like in-game menu, like loading screen. I want to say loading screen, but another menu, in-game menu animation. You know, looking over like a game mode or something. So I possibly see that. Cool little catch, maybe. And I believe this is the new statue from the collector's edition, which is awesome.
Beginning with a night of desperate survival in a brand new city.
This scene here looked insane just based off the Locust smashing people, cities being reckoned upon, wretches everywhere crawling up and down the city streets. Yeah, just total destruction. It looked insane here. They really know how to pull off destroying the cities.
Focus our story on just one city, so you could really feel what war does to people. When we started creating Kelowna,
I love that menu music. Look at the menu in the back, bro.
more than just a backdrop. We wanted
That
to
menu back there looks so fire.
alive, like it was another character in the story, packed with layers and personality. Kelowna used to be all about innovation and discovery. But years of industrialization for the Cog War effort totally reshaped it. With such a rich history, it made sense to lean into that
game looks
classic
nuts.
Gears retro vibe. Towering architecture,
They really pulled off like the Gears architecture for certain this
grounded technology.
this demonstration of the
Kinda
game.
like those gritty industrial cities from the 1970s. We also looked right outside these windows at the mountains, the ocean, and local landmarks to help give Kelowna its unique style. As you play the campaign, the city reveals itself through the main districts. The historic center.
It looks so
with its
good. I'm getting
classic
kind of like
Gears
Jacinto
architecture,
vibes, low key.
stone,
Like
and
Gears
steel.
2 Jacinto vibes with the
downtown
color.
core, more modern, reshaped by decades of industrial growth. The military airfield, set at the forest edge with shipyards nearby, the refineries, and supporting working-class neighborhoods, built around constant emulsion production.
Gears plays best in a city, and Kelowna is the ultimate battlefield. Kelowna's density, tight streets.
The gun sounds do sound interesting. This right here, this animation right here is very like, I'm curious to know if this is going to be like, you know, just a campaign, like climbing up a ladder from like previous Gears titles, or is this going to be like a mechanic that we see in multiplayer as well? That's going to be the big thing I'm not concerned about, but it'll be interesting in like a PvP aspect of things. Like, dude, you could be in a 1v1 on the side of a cover, you know, and someone could just hop up on top and shoot from the top. So it'd be interesting to see how the new mechanics they have are going to be implemented into multiplayer. So this seems interesting.
Moves through the world, and it created
Being
a
able to
perfect
hop,
stage
and then now
for
being able to
greater scale and
jump.
verticality
This is giving me
combat.
like kind of like Gears Judgment vibes a little bit. Being able to fall down from like mid
Our
height.
soldiers are basically giant tanks in armor. They slam into cars.
Yeah, a little
weaving
speed
through
boost. As you guys can see, like a little bit of speed boost coming out of cover right here, and then sliding into the next wall. The sprint, the roadie run is way different. As you guys can see, the roadie run is a little weird and awkward, but you know, it's giving me like Fortnite vibes when it comes to the newer like updated Fortnite mechanics when it comes to running and sprinting and like sliding as well. I kind of get the zero build Fortnite mechanic vibes when it comes to this.
bullets. And we wanted to keep that heavy.
And then this is where that Omni movement I think is going to come into play when it comes to just, you know, how, you know, to make people miss shots. I think strafing is going to be a huge thing when it comes to multiplayer. If again, these mechanics are also into multiplayer, which I believe will be so. But as you guys can see here, before he slides into this van, look at the way Marcus goes to like straight to the right and then slides in the cover. It looks pretty like he's going sideways. So I think Omni movement is going to be a thing.
that add more
Right there,
fluidity
boom.
to how you move through the battlefield. Cover is life in Gears,
The rolling seems kind of slow, but
and we've completely rebuilt our movement and cover systems with smoother transitions.
Characters look so
and a
good.
bigger range of
the
cover
low
heights and
cover is
shapes,
insane too.
including new low ground cover.
Low ground
This all
cover.
allows us to create more complex and organic feeling spaces than ever before.
Imagine you could do that in multiplayer, bro.
You can now slide.
This is going to be the most interesting thing when it comes to multiplayer, because this is 100% going to be in there. Is like, you know, is wall bouncing still going to be a thing? Are we going to see like genuinely a new Gears? Like, is it going to be a lot of sprinting and strafing while sliding, like kind of like a Call of Duty? Or are we going to see, you know, a mixture of wall bouncing, sliding, a lot of strafing with the Omni movement, if that is a thing? And, you know, I'm kind of curious what you guys think on that. But sliding is definitely going to be a big thing.
Under objects, slide around corners.
Gonna be
or
pre-aiming the
transition more
floors to shoot
smoothly
people.
cover from a run.
Sliding it to get in the cover is pretty
And we
cool.
added the ability to jump, which really opened up this citywide battleground.
I don't think anybody's going
You
to jump in
can play with more
multiplayer if that's a thing.
verticality, climbing walls and vehicles, or clearing gaps in crumbling buildings to reach new flanking routes.
Dude, The game just looks good. It looks good. Wow.
At the heart of our gameplay is still that great Gears combat.
I know this is campaign too, so
A mix of unique.
look at the these are the nemesis, obviously from those cedars you see in Gears 1. Got the boomer back here, drones, the little wretches, the reavers back there. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see kind of the Locust. I'm kind of you know, excited to see what else they bring with Locust characters.
Enemy combinations.
This is an insane character, bro.
A mix of unique enemy combinations.
I want to know what the hell this thing is called because, like, bro, is that like emulsion he's just spewing out? But it's pretty cool, man. They nailed it, bro. The Coalition nailed it with campaign. I'm not gonna lie.
Tactical weapon choices.
This is a new gun. This looks very looks like a light machine gun, a Locust light machine gun. And then it looks like this mulcher here, or this what do they call it, Locust? The mulchers. Looks like he's carrying a Troika. It's literally a Troika turret, but it's a handheld one. So it kind of is giving me like Halo vibes a little bit. Man, this is insane. Shotgun's OP, bro. It looks crazy.
To read and move through the arena. But now you have more choice than ever, and we get these peaks of almost action movie sequences.
Man threw a grenade at
Throw
himself.
yourself off a balcony, land next to your buddy and revive him, scramble through cover, slide under a truck, and hit safety on the other side.
I'm getting like Gears of War tactics type of vibes when it comes to like how the game looks
We get these amazing Gears playgrounds,
and
small
sounds.
and large, where all these elements come together, and the city is filled with them.
Our missions move across the city, from linear fights in narrow streets and alleys to more open districts, where you have access to entire neighborhoods. Now you have strategic choices. Do you take the enemy head on? Do you flank them
I do
from
not
side
like the
entrance?
reload being center screen.
Or do you climb up to the balcony across the street and take them all out with your long shot?
Sniper looks kind of awkward. I'm talking like Gears
If you're playing
Tactics.
co-op with your friends, well, then you can try all three at the same time. Taking your own path reveals small stories from the city. Survivors trapped in an apartment.
There's a civilian in that building. 4th floor.
A raven crashed in the distance.
But the game
A group
visually
of
looks
deers
so
waiting in
good.
ambush. You still have your orders, but it's up to you to decide where you offer to help or how much of the city you choose to explore.
And that city is fully realized. To create a city of this scale and detail, we needed to invest in an entire suite of tools. Tools for roads, intersections, sidewalks, e-holes, buildings, rooftops, and pipes. We have a procedural content generation toolset for scattering millions of pieces of trash and debris across the ground to make Kelowna feel lived in. This is the largest, most complex location you've ever seen in a Gears game.
The breach shot, yeah, so excited to see the breach shot.
Control is connected to an older antenna. I can reconfigure their radios to reach Afira.
Do it. The remaining Gears will hold the fort.
In other Gears games, the world's basically already dead. There are very few human survivors left. But in E-Day, you're watching a live city get ripped apart in front of you.
I love what they're doing with the storyline.
Sporting events and celebrated the possibility of peacetime are now stopped in their tracks. They abandon their cars and run for survival, attempting to find refuge in subways or stores. A glimpse of a child's toy or dinner left uneaten are reminders of what's been lost and the horror of what the Locusts have unleashed.
The fact that they made a Locust drone like seem invincible, bro, is insane. I'm glad the Coalition went back and decided to make the Locust scarier again. Like, you know, like, dude, him, you know, seeing a young Marcus being choked like that, almost passing out, just being choked and like dying is crazy, bro. I'm glad they made the Locust scarier again, more harder to kill, it looks like. And I hope there's somewhat of a challenge to kill in the campaign. Dudes, these Locusts are ruthless.
You'll experience the Locust decimation at all scales in E-Day through our customized destruction technology. E-holes are back, unleashing waves of enemies from under your feet at any moment.
As a game design element, getting to use e-holes again as a spawn mechanic is brilliant. Locusts can come out of the ground anywhere, you can toss a grenade in to close them up, just adds this great tactical layer to encounters.
but you'll also encounter massive sinkholes that'll pull down vehicles and entire buildings. And no amount of detail is too small, as micro-destruction goes beyond what we've ever done before with chippable cover across a range of materials. Your impact is real, visceral, and leaves a mark on the world.
Yeah, they did. They went crazy with the details of how the world is and how it breaks.
Get to show the before, making the after hit that much harder.
As you guys, I'm gonna show this real quick, you guys.
After hit that much harder.
As you can tell from this picture here, look how visually beautiful this game looks after the destruction of Kelowna City. The bottom left here, we got regular cog gears. It looks like these are going to be built from the ground up from the Unreal Engine as well. Also being seen in, I'm pretty sure, throughout the campaign and multiplayer itself. It is a pretty cool detailistic picture right here, seeing that. And obviously they add the Carmines in there, you kind of get an idea of how the Carmine would look. The Benjamin Carmine, if they add that character model in the game. But pretty cool to see regardless. Pretty cool to see. Over here at the, what is it called? The Iron Cast Motors.
You'll recognize a neighborhood that was once intact is now completely destroyed. You'll walk through city streets filled with smoke and fire, and it feels completely different from how you first experienced it. You start getting this real feeling of the city's a character, and it's really under attack.
The gun sounds are so weird. Like, this is that scene I was talking about with the mayor. So I think this is like one of the separate missions right here with the mayor, where we go and save her. I'm pretty sure we had to go to a spot to save her, fight a boss, which would be a Brumok here with no armor on him, it looks like. But yes, this would be its own mission, I'm sure, within this campaign story.
It's the fall of Kelowna.
And then just seeing Marcus and Dom at a young age too for the first times, you know, interesting. You know, we're so used to them being so strong, which they still are, but just younger, very young.
And the journey they go on is where you get to explore themes of burden, of loss, and of loyalty. The whole world of Gears is about characters. It's the nightmarish monsters.
And dude, look at this new Locust. I don't know if a lot of people spotted it.
Of loss and of loyalty.
But man,
the whole world of Gears is about characters.
This Locust character model, the Coalition did their thing with the designs of these Locusts, man. Even just the redesigns of the Brumoks with no armor, the Wretches with no armor. I mean, dude, the Coalition nailed it. I like this character model. This might be a character I'm for sure going to use. Like, even the drone, the regular drone too, bro. This Coalition, when it comes to the campaign, it looks like it's going to be really insane. It just looks insane. It just looks insane to me.
The nightmarish
just beautiful.
Below versus the soldiers that hold the line in a war for survival.
And then look at the cog gears, bro. I wonder if, like, obviously there's not Onyx guards, but these are like a different version of cog gears. I'm kind of curious to what type of cog gears. I don't know if that might be like this character model in comics or not. Someone else help me in the comments if that's so, but new version of what the cog gears look like, which is pretty cool.
You okay?
They were there at the Oreo Stadium, the Thrashball Stadium.
No way, this is real.
We get to see a rookie kind of accepting it for the first time, you know, a new threat.
This was our opportunity to focus on what makes Gears characters
emotions,
so special, and what makes our enemies so iconic. The entire campaign is played from the perspective of our new squad, Bravo. As the invasion breaks out, you'll meet Mags Carter, a former Gear now sweating it out at Kelowna's emulsion refinery.
Now, why don't you come talk shit when your balls drop? And quit going through my stuff.
And you'll also meet rookie cadet Lucas Reyes.
Lucas Reyes.
A sharp comms officer who never made it to the front lines despite his dreams of military glory.
So it's gonna be pretty cool to see like a rookie Gears, you know, with his, you know, like a Benjamin Carmine from Gears of War 2 is pretty cool to see. But I'm kind of curious to how they pull off these two new characters, which I think they would do a perfect job of doing, creating that brotherhood. Obviously we got Marcus and Dom. We already know how that goes, but expanding on that from the beginning, you know, of like the Locust War and these two new characters in general.
Mags and Lucas, together with Marcus and Dom, are 4 soldiers thrown together, fighting through tensions with each other while fighting the Locust, ultimately forging their bonds in battle.
We follow Bravo Squad with our cinematic cameras, just like the intense war movies we love.
Yeah, these shots were cool to see.
The shots are intentionally gritty and a bit shaky, and leaning into these rough edges is what makes you feel like you're right in the middle of the action.
Bravo's story also intertwines with others called to defend the city.
Seeing Ty was very cool to see. He looks so young too, and the new model design on him is love that, love that. Love that. He looks so good. Look, bro, this looks good.
And fans of the books will finally get to see the hard-ass.
I wonder if he has a new voice actor
in game for the very first.
This looks like a new character, obviously the pilot for the Raven. What's her name? Can't really see her on the bottom left, but looks like they might have pulled her from the comics, it looks like. So if she's from the comic books, I don't know which comic out of Gears of War she's out of, but probably another important character throughout the campaign story as well.
Let's go and fuck this mess.
Marcus and Dom are absolute legends. You can spot those strong jaws and thick necks from a mile away. But if you go too realistic, you lose those unique features that make them stand out. Honestly, Marcus just isn't Marcus if you take away his classic perma-scout. So instead of chasing perfect realism, we focused on making them believable and memorable, respecting the details that really
love these
make
shots
them
here.
who they are.
Material and character fidelity in Gears of War E-Day far surpasses anything we've been able to achieve before. Our facial animation systems have been completely upgraded for E-Day, with 3 times more joints and over 350 facial shapes sculpted for each head alone to really represent the emotion in our characters. Marcus has more detail in his eyelashes than his entire character model did in the original
I do like
Gears
this
of War on
feature.
Xbox 360.
You know, with the upgraded technology, you're able to see more emotion from these characters,
RTIC company.
which is cool.
Next to kin, Adam Phoenix.
With the amount of layers we have, we've never had fidelity at this scale. Combined with a much more sophisticated animation rig, this allows us to have way more expressive characters with a huge range. From a small smirk to yells on the battlefield.
Come and get some, you goddamn grubs!
Your experience takes on a new intensity.
Voice actor of Dom sounds the same, which is good. It's crazy. Being able to see Dom in the campaign again.
Native HDR10 rendering. Hardware ray tracing at 60 frames per second in campaign and up to 120 frames per second in multiplayer.
Dude, and look at this shot of the ticker, bro. They brought the ticker back with the new design. The ticker looks dope as fuck, bro. I'm excited to see the tickers. I really hope they bring Beast Mode and Overrun into the mix when it comes to PvE, but other than that, this looks dope. This looks dope. The ticker design looks insane. Love that.
When it comes to the Locust, to make them more believable, we made them scarier. The drones are wild and vicious.
Look at this, bro. I love that.
The boomers are even bigger this time.
So the boomer looks crazy too. The new design on the boomer, he's more fatter. Just insane, bro. I wonder if the boom shot in the multiplayer is gonna be like the original boom shot we see, or is it gonna be like a 2-hand, like holding it up like a you know, like a mulcher or something? Are we gonna be picking up? Is the boom shot gonna be like picking up a mulcher, holding it like that, or is it gonna be like a classic rocket that we've seen in the multiplayer from Gears of War already? That is gonna be an interesting thing to kind of see within E-Day. But seeing the boom shot like this is different and weird. This dude got the Troika in his hand, bro. Look at that. Troika turret in his hand.
The wretches scream so loud it disorients you before they...
And this is what I was talking about with the wretches. The wretches had the armor on here, and there's one without the armor.
Rip you apart. And the Reavers, they crawl up buildings and rain fire from above.
The Reavers look so good too.
Basically, the whole Locust army, whether new or old, are more intense than ever before.
So what now, Marcus?
We save everyone we can.
This is an insane shot, and I'm about to get to where I'm about to get to, but dude, the Coalition nailed it when it came to the gore and violence of this campaign trailer, direct Xbox Direct, because this is what everything I said I was predicting for to see today, and they honestly nailed it when it came to this. They honestly nailed it. They honestly nailed it. Look at that, bro. They got a freaking wretch biting someone's neck out, bro. Like, oh my god. And look at this. Crazy.
And with E-Day, we lean into that even more. Our new gore system means damage feels meaty, responsive.
That's a new character model, obviously. I love the headshot. It looks like the head splatters. I love that. I love that animation. And being able to chop, chainsaw, execute a boomer, you were never able to do that in the old title. So being able to do that in this title is gonna be gruesome to witness. Look at that.
That was satisfying.
Yeah, it was.
In response to your attacks, and blood and bone damage adds to the intensity of
I do like this feature too, like
as well.
being able to shoot off legs and arms.
Or land a heavy shot on a limb.
And then here's that troika I was talking about, being able to hold it. Yeah, so it's kind of like like holding a Halo gun, pretty much. That's that kind of third person feature we get.
And our dismemberment system will rip it clean off in glorious detail.
The Nasha is going to get you the.
So it looks like we get the pellets back in the game. As far as multiplayer, I am pretty sure you can take off those pellet marks, but who's gonna really do that if everybody's gonna keep them on to see the pellet shots? Obviously, the pellets themselves in the center of the screen are spread out. I'm not a fan of the pellets being shown on your screen to know if you hit somebody or not, because it kind of just makes it easy for you to kind of know when you hit your shot. I'd rather use a shotgun or any other gun, a shotgun mainly, and have to hit my shots and know I hit my shot, rather than just shooting my shotgun and knowing I hit my shot. That's the skill in its own thing. The shotgun obviously has 6 bullets. The only thing I'm a little worried about is this scene right here, because I don't know if that's going to implement into multiplayer. Obviously, you guys know I'm a movement player. I love wall bouncing. I'm not saying I'm a spammer. I do it more methodically, but it seems like this game is going to be more tactical. I am curious to know if it's going to be more of like a road, like, you're strafing a lot, omni movement, run, just mainly sprinting and sliding and taking cover, or is this game going to have a little bit of a wall bounce feature with all those mechanics like sliding, jumping up on covers and stuff. So it's kind of interesting how they do it. If they stray away from the old school Gears, or like kind of, this is a whole entire new thing. If this is an entire new thing and a new multiplayer experience when that multiplayer trailers and stuff start dropping. But as we can see from a campaign perspective, it looks like some of these features will be, or if not all, will be in the multiplayer as well. But I'm getting a lot of like Gears Tactics vibes when it comes to some of these shots.
We also have some fun new ones for even more brutal ways to tear your enemies apart. The new Gut Puncher grenade launcher is
it's called a Gut Puncher.
Fires armor-piercing.
It's basically a Bushka.
Quick fire round to let it explode, or hold the trigger to control when it detonates. That means you can place a well-timed explosion behind an enemy protected by cover, or with practice, master its long-range eco closing potential. The incinerator is our new shotgun. You can see the
this is going to be OP in multiplayer. And I love how they brought this drone here with just like the original drone with the helmet. It's not your standard drone without the helmet, but it's pretty cool to see there's a variant of the drone with the helmet and being able to play that finally in multiplayer.
Before, you'd probably get into a grapple if an enemy came charging at you. Now, you feel the power of getting to incinerate them when they get close.
But yeah, seeing this shotgun, it's only 3 shots. It looks like it has that blade like the breach shot has. But being able to incinerate your opponent with the emulsion, that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. And the chainsaw looks beautiful, bro. I just don't like the reload in the center of the screen. I hope they have an option where you can change that back to the classic reload.
Nice. The creation of the Chainsaw Lancer is another origin story from lore that we wanted to show in E-Day. From the moment that Ty grabbed that chainsaw to rip through a locust at the superstore, to a prototype kit bash on the front lines of the invasion, all to deliver on that gratifying moment when you finally get to slice a grub in two.
Gears music has always been about tension, escalation, and release. When a fight kicks off, the music hits hard.
So this is the shot right here that I was kind of like curious to know. Obviously, like, dude, if there's back A, I mean, there's pretty sure there will be back A's in multiplayer. But dude, a back A off this cover, look how fast. Just look at this shot right now, and look when he pops off the car. It's pretty fast. So I'm kind of worried when it comes to multiplayer how fast things are gonna look and how fast it's gonna move. But again, this is just campaign. This could just be a campaign experience, and multiplayer has more of its classic feel to it. Also implementing new features. But I'm just kind of curious to see how all these new beautiful mechanics are implemented into multiplayer. But look how fast he pops off the cover here after shooting this drone with the retro. Just
things get more dangerous.
Boom, pops off so fast.
And when you drop the last enemy,
starts like jogging sideways, like Omni movement.
For E-Day, we kept that structure, but made the sound harsher. Together with our composer, Adam Lastica, we built the score to match a world on the verge of collapse. The electric guitar returns alongside classical instruments, but both are pushed into uncomfortable territory.
That music sounds beautiful too, man.
Like dragging a bone saw across a cello, creating dissonance that never fully resolves.
Where the hell are we?
And then there's the sound design.
Gears of War has always been known to nail their audio.
All chainsaws have voices. When it came to the sound for our Proto Lancer, it was important to us to track down the exact make and model that was recorded back in 2006 and rebuild it from the ground up using our new sound effects system. This chainsaw has a 14-inch blade with that signature meaty yet intimate sound, and when it revs, you can hear all the gnarly details.
I love the gore, man.
Experience Kelowna. I always think about our acoustic system like this. I'm walking down a street and I hear the sound reflecting off the walls around me. Then I step into an alley and everything immediately tightens. I come back out into a wide space and the sound opens up again, almost like a cathedral.
Audio is beautiful.
And it's not just those spaces, it's the transitions between them where the magic really happens. That's where things feel alive. That's acoustics in real time. It's a heavy world. And what better way to experience its dread and tension than through the music and sound that surrounds you?
No other game does the squad like Gears does. Our themes, our gameplay, and our modes, they all revolve around this core element. But it's not just about the brotherhood that you experience in the stories.
And then it looks like
it's also about the bonds you create.
It looks like you get the characters change their gear throughout. I wonder if you get that Gears tactic feature, or you can change your customization of your character's model.
All 4 characters are playable from the start, and we support 4-player online co-op and 2-player split screen on console. In Versus, our sweaty squad-based PvP is back with a collection of 4v4 modes and.
So the 4v4, I'm a huge fan of obviously the multiplayer aspect of Gears of War. Them going to 4v4 modes, I'm not too sure about. You know, I started playing Gears a lot more when it came down to like the 5v5. But 4v4 was cool when it was when I was competing throughout Gears 5. The 4v4 was cool, but I was also at the beginning of mainly competing at the 5v5 aspect of things.
All new maps set in locations in and around the war-torn city of Kelowna. We've combined classic Gears symmetrical PvP map design with
the maps look pretty cool. I am curious, like for example, with this shot right here, you know, this little box in the middle bottom left, are you going to be able, let's say you're like 2 characters are on each side you know, with that new mechanic system of jumping, are you gonna be able to jump on top of the cover and shoot someone from down below? You know, obviously you got this little circular section right here, like the little hallways, possibly wall bounce. Are you gonna be able to jump down from materials? Like, you know, it's just like it's pretty cool to see what the new multiplayer experience is gonna bring upon E-Day. And I'm kind of a little bit worried, but I have high hopes for it.
You'll put your skill to the test alongside a seasonal roadmap of killer content, almost all of which you can just earn by playing the game.
I love that they're doing, like, I don't want to say Call of Duty style skins, but it's pretty cool. They're bringing back character skins.
Of Gears' iconic PvE mode, Horde Siege. It's a 12-player mode where all 3 squads fight alongside each other.
A 12-player squad of Horde is pretty cool.
Kelowna across a range of city-based maps. We'll have more to share soon, and we hope you join us for our open beta weekends later this summer.
We good? Sergeant Phoenix?
Guess we're back to it.
This game just looks beautiful, man.
We can't outrun the past. But as long as we're still breathing, we're the ones that keep fighting.
Breakdown of this video together, and then just being able to see this final scene right here with Ty. I'm really excited Ty is back in the scene in Gears of War.
What a nightmare. Untouched by nearly 80 years of war.
He definitely sounds different. I wonder if it's just the same voice actor, just the voice changed over time. But it's cool that we get to see Ty at a younger age, man. Probably roughly around the same age as Marcus and Dom in this timeline. When I was introduced to Ty was in Gears of War 2 when he was a freaking tank. And the strongest gear, you know, could survive anything. And then ends up, you know, obviously within the storyline of Gears 2, you know what happens. But overall, man, this is my Gears of War E-Day Xbox Direct breakdown. I hope you guys, you know, are excited. Let me know in the comments if you are excited. I'm definitely excited when it comes to the storyline and the aspect. I keep saying the word aspect, but I am excited for the campaign and what they're going to bring. The visuals look beautiful. The gore looks beautiful. The scenery looks beautiful. Everything about the story looks beautiful. I'm excited. I just been rewatching this all day ever since that we've seen it at this whole direct and the end of the showcase. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. What you're excited to, you know, kind of excited to what you guys want to see. I am kind of worried about multiplayer, but I will make that a separate video itself. But I'm also not too worried because it is going to be a new experience. This is a new era of Gears, and games nowadays have evolved and things are more different nowadays. So I will also make a video on that separately. But again, let me know in the comments what you guys think, what you guys love about this whole Xbox Direct and showcase, and what you're hoping to see upon release. Once I seen that this was on Steam for pre-order, I straight went there and bought it. So other than that, man, it's been your boy EMISSIVE, also known as Emmy, and I will see you guys on the next video. And yeah, let's go.